that's a nice way to start, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of universal heartbeat there.
Hello.
Hello, hello. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So we thought we were having a chat the other day, me and Ray, and we said, why don't we record it? You never know, it might be quite interesting for somebody else. So this may never see the light of day, or it might be out there for all the pop pickers out there. Are you in the top of the pop studio, Ray?
I am 1964, I think it is.
It's about your era, mate.
It is.
So we thought we'd have a little chat about Ray's latest output. So is everyone aware of Ray's Bandcamp site? It's at Réamann1.bandcamp.com. We'll put the links and things out if we publish this. And this is the page. And you've got 2 new things, haven't you, Ray?
Yeah, I've put out 2 EPs. Like the first one had 4 songs, and this one, which I put out just last Friday, has 5 songs. So basically nearly enough for an LP, I think. Like an old-fashioned LP. So I was thinking about doing maybe another kind of EP.
Yeah.
And then, maybe, well, I don't know. I'm just going to keep recording, to be honest with you. I'm kind of on a roll.
So what's the history of these? When did you start? Let's talk about the first one first, the Ringo. Or were all the tracks just together and then you decided which ones to put on the EP or what?
Well, there's a track I still haven't. Well, I've kind of put it. I put it out. I put it out on SoundCloud. I think it was a track. Like basically during lockdown, the first lockdown, I got a copy of Logic Pro, which is it's a program for making music on the computer, and so the very sort of start of lockdown, it was it must have been like March 2020 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just started fooling around with it, and I came up with what I thought was a really nice track, and I used it for my podcast, and I put it up on SoundCloud. So certain people probably heard it. And then I was starting to do some work on it and finding it really enjoyable. And the results were really good. They're really kind of professional sounding as well. So I thought, this is interesting. But I'm such a Luddite. I was like struggling with the basics, obviously. So then what happened was the computer died. And then I just got busy again, like this after the first lockdown ended, I ended up getting very busy with work again. Loads of work came in. So it just went in the back burner again. And then the end of last year, about October, I think it was. And in the meantime, I got a new computer, one of these iMac M1s, which are really great, really kind of powerful and stuff. So I downloaded kind of Logic again, and I started fooling around. And very quickly came up with quite a lot of stuff. So basically the first EP was done more or less by the middle of January. And then this second one is been even quicker. So that's only taken like a matter of weeks, basically. And basically, as soon as every time I sit down to just do something, and I mean, it's always just for fun. I don't know what, I don't have any set idea. I just get a couple of ideas together, and then suddenly there's the guts of a track there. So it's been really great. It's been really fun. I think that's the thing for me. And I think a lot of my personality has kind of come through as well, And obviously, still writing songs and stuff, but because you need other people for that, and
yeah.
we're still working with the Everlasting Yeah. We've actually reactivated that, and that's going to happen this year now.
All right.
The second album's going to come out. But just with this, I'm really enjoying having all the kind of making all the decisions. Basically, it's just what I want for once. I don't have to put it to the committee.
Yeah.
These other strong personalities.
Do you find yourself arguing with your multiple personalities?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Still, you didn't get anything out because there was disagreements with the band.
No, but just on that Petrol Emotion and the Everlasting Yeah, you have people with very strong opinions all the time, and I think sometimes in the Petrols that worked against us, because it ended up it's always a compromise.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes you get somebody who's got a really clear vision of what they want and they follow it through, then that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
really, really good, obviously.
And I can imagine sometimes without other people to spark off, you might get stuck in a sort of cul-de-sac. And other times, without people getting in the way, you can fulfill your own thoughts. It's kind of a bit of a mixed bag, I expect.
Well, I think with this, because it's all to do with kind of your imagination, and I think in that Petrol Emotion and the Everlasting, yeah, you're restricted to guitars a lot of time. I mean, whenever that Petrol Emotion was first starting, it came out of John and myself and our good friend Mickey Rooney. We were playing a lot of dance stuff, electro, hip hop. We weren't just playing one type of music, and so I did feel a little bit restricted in the Petrols once we got started, because very quickly it became, a straightforward guitar, bass, and drums, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I always kind of was hoping for, more keyboards, synths, and taking on the technology that was around that time. And we did use it. We did actually use it. But now, like the sky's the limit. I could just sit down and go, well, I want to do this kind of track. I want to, I just can do what I want. I can start off with just a very sort of, kind of skittery drum beat, and then turn it into like, a really kind of gentle Rhodes piano kind of affair.
You and I have talked before about the you don't have, it's not like Jean-Michel Jarre or Rick Wakeman with all the keyboards. What was the keyboard you showed me one the other day? What was that? Have you got it there, mate?
It's the MPK Mini. I mean, look, it's only got, there's only 2 octaves on it, so you're quite restricted up to a point. But that's what I liked about it. I kind of, what I'm working with at the minute, it is quite restrictive in a way, but that's what's been good about the project, because it really focuses you. And I feel like creatively, it's a great way to work, because I remember like years ago, just before my daughter was born, I invested in a lot of kit around that time that was, state of the art. And you had too much choice. You had endless tracks. And I remember I did this track, it was an instrumental track, which I've still got somewhere, but I just got lost in the whole thing. I was like, I remember spending like nearly a week making a guitar sound like a seagull. It just became preposterous. You just had too much. There was too much choice, so I think it's really good to limit yourself and say, well, I'm going to stay within.
So any seagull sounds on this, they are actually seagulls, right?
Well, I'm going to sample that track that I did years ago and get the seagull sound off, or maybe just sample a seagull would be easier.
Can do your Jonathan Livingston seagull soundtrack.
Yeah, but it's just you can. I think it can be really overwhelming for a lot of people. It's a bit like if you're a writer and you just got the blank page there, and then you start thinking, well, you have to do anything, but then what are you going to do, if you don't have any ideas or anything? So I've been working, like a lot of stuff, I mean, it's just all within Logic Pro. I don't use anything else. I don't use anything else outside of that or GarageBand. I think I did a couple of
the constraints of that then give you a sort of
parameters
to work with.
Anybody will tell you that. You work within parameters, and it actually opens it up.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, even for a guitar tune, I remember, like, there's a famous guitar tuning, Dadgad, and I remember when I got that, it really opened up the guitar for me, and I wrote loads of songs with it.
Yeah.
Because if you play an E chord, a so-called E chord on with using that tuning, it's got a different sound to it. It's still E, but it has an extra kind of ring to it because it's different strings.
So let's play one of the tracks. Can I play my favorite one?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just. I'm going to present into this. Hopefully, this should come through. So I like all of these, but this is the one that really grabbed me. From the title, Last Night a DJ Stole My Wife, which I think is very funny. It's very Ray. And then we'll probably skip through it, but let's just start this playing. So this is just on the Bandcamp page. Hopefully everyone can hear that. I hope I'm nodding along to this. How do you start recording? How do you hear all of this in your head and then go and build it, or do you build it in sort of little layers and add fills and things? From the blank page you talk about, where does this come from?
I was saying to you, I'm completely tech useless. I'm useless.
Yeah, I've known you a long time.
I mean, if you said to me now, sit down and recreate this track, I don't know where I would start. To be honest with you. But what I do is I try to just get a groove going with a couple of things.
I'll just stop it so we're not shouting.
If you just get a good groove going with a synth and a drum or whatever, once you've got a groove going, then it suggests other things, and then you can try other things. I mean, there's a bit of trial and error, obviously, as well. Yeah,
so you try something and you throw it away and say that's not right, or you perfect it, or whatever. So, so how long would that take? Once you've got that groove, how long will you spend on it? How do you know when it's finished?
Well, usually just a couple of days. I mean, even the next day. I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't done anything yet where I came back the next day and I thought, no, I'm getting rid of this. Because even the thing about it is, even sometimes when I'm trying, some sound or I'll try a part or whatever, and the good thing that you can do with MIDI is, like, say I play a 4-note thing. And then I have a sound, and then I'm thinking, no, that's not right. But what you can do is you can go down and you can change the sound. So you can go, you have a lot of sounds to play with. And I think that puts a lot of people off. But I kind of know the sort of sounds that I kind of like.
Yeah.
And sometimes you could, play that same 4 or 5 note thing, say with like an ARP synthesizer, which kind of fills in notes as well. So if you get another sound, you might think, oh, right, that sounds better. I'll keep that instead. Or else sometimes what will happen is, I'll just start off with maybe 3, 4, 5 tracks, and I'll have something, and it doesn't fit with that track. But you think, well, yeah, I can hear that in something else, so I'll just save that. Maybe I'll build on that as well, So there's a lot of it's trial and error. And then what I do is, whenever it's starting to come together, I stop looking at the screen, because a lot of modern, because everything's done on a computer now, and a lot of engineers tend to do this, and I don't like it, is they're looking at the, at the screen, and they're looking to see if there's any, like fluctuations or, notes that are not quite perfect or something. And I don't do that. I turn my back whenever I'm listening to the track. I turn my back on it, so I'm just hearing it with my ears.
Yeah.
And if it sounds all right to me, because I actually because I went in the I went in the professional studio with my guy we work with, Grant, and unfortunately I went in, I wasn't totally prepared, I think, and I was asking him to do too much, and so the result, I wasn't happy with the results, because obviously he made it sound better, but the levels were all wrong. So I ended up using mostly my mixes. And I mean, I still think they can all be better. If you had more time and you had more professional gear, I think you can make everything.
When I first listened to it, and I'd say this the right way, I was surprised at how good it sounded.
Yeah, me too.
Which sounds wrong. Oh, Ray did something that was actually quite good. No, but, I mean, it's like, but it was like, okay, this sounds really good. I was almost expecting kind of more demo-y kind of a sound, like, if he had the budget, he could go and make that sound as he wants it to. And like you say, you could always improve it, but it doesn't sound like it needs improving to me. I mean, where's my favorite bit? Around here somewhere, isn't it? It's going to come in the little.
I think it's a bit further than that even.
You tease us. You make us wait for it. Just let this play. I love this. I listen to quite a lot of stuff.
I should have played this. I should have made this the first track actually. 'Cause I think it's the most immediate.
I keep saying, I love that.
I can't help myself. I still want to be poppy.
Yeah. Stop it. Yeah, it's like
I can't help myself. I always wanted to be poppy, and
yeah,
I want people to remember it, because there's a lot of electronic music, and
it's a proper earworm. That little bit.
Yeah.
I found myself. I was working the other day, and I could, like you get a song in your head, and you're thinking, "What's that from?" And I say, "Well, what's that from? I've listened to that recently. What's that?" And I said, it's Ray, isn't it? It's Ray's got an earworm in my head, and it's just kind of coming up, and I had to go and play it. So, true story, actually happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way. I might have to re-upload it again and put last night first. Actually, I think that's a better opening.
I don't know if that needs done, but it needs to be 12 minutes long minimum.
No, I will do. I will do a remix like that eventually. Yeah, definitely. But it's interesting, just like looking at the analytics, like people, I think this is not the people who've bought it, obviously, but people who are just kind of like, listen, they're not even getting the whole way through to the fourth song a lot of the time. So I don't know. I think people's attention span is just shot to bits. Like the thing about it is, it's free. There's like, you get 3 listens free before you have to buy it. I mean, why not listen to the whole thing? It's free. It's like,
Yeah, but you're competing with a lot of stuff.
But you know yourself. It's not the same thing the whole way through. A lot of time there's changes and stuff in it as well. I break it up. I mean, my thing is, I'm really kind of pandering to this per attention span. So I don't really. I try to give you something every maybe 4 or 8 bars or whatever. I'll change it up so that that your ear has got something else to hear or whatever. That's one of the sort of primary engines, really.
You want to play something off the other one?
Yeah, sure.
It's just so this is the new one. You pick one this time. What about the number 3? Actually, I'm going to pick.
Yeah, let's play that. Yeah.
So this is Ghost Rhythm Blues. Do you want me to jump it anywhere, or just let it play?
Do a nice change where it goes under the keyboard.
Let it play, or jump it across?
Let it play, yeah.
And these are just the sound. These are just drums that come on the Pro Tools.
No, not Pro Tools. Logic Pro.
Logic Pro, sorry.
I think that's why I'm really kind of happy with this, getting that, those 2 things together, because you're not expecting it,
it's nice. It's waiting for Donald Fagan to come in at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting because all 5 of these tracks, they really there's a real. It feels like a unified thing, It almost feels like it wasn't intentional, but they all just came out like that. And the first 4 as well kind of went together well as well.
Yeah, no, they do sound like a proper group of little tracks. It's really nice.
I mean, just the problem is just getting people to listen to it,
Yeah. Well, as I say, there's a lot of stuff out there, man, and a lot to compete with, so it's pretty hard to get attention, isn't it?
Yeah,
need to get it. Need to sell your soul and get it on an advert.
Yeah, I just don't want people to think that this is like me, doing this for a while and then I'm just going to give it up. I mean, there's part of me thinks, why did I stop DJing why did I, turn my back on this type of music, when the technology has been here for a while now? But it's all down to do with time, as you know. It's like, you do your job and you get your family stuff. And a lot of time, you're just knackered by it. You don't have the energy to go and do anything else once it comes to like 7, 8 o'clock or whatever. So the fact that my work is completely dried up and my family's away at the minute has given me, I can stay as long as I want. I can sit up till 1 o'clock doing it. There's no time limit, and I can come back and tinker away with it till it's ready.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And I was going to ask you, the process of writing it, which is obviously partly you would have ideas and then try and make them happen when you're recording it. Other times you're kind of improvising, I imagine, and ideas coming to you as you're working. Is that different from what you would do with a guitar-based song? Is it the same process, just comes out differently, or is it a different process?
It's a kind of different process, I think. I mean, there's sometimes where the guitar gets frustrating, just you and the guitar. But I mean, I think you just go through periods where you're just really, really creative. And that's always been the case for me. I like periods where it's intensely creative, and then you might not get anything for ages after that. Because you know yourself, you can see with artists, whenever they're kind of forcing it, then it's just not there, So you think like anybody who's kind of on the treadmill with like major labels and stuff, you can see why people like Elvis Costello and Bowie, they had kind of fallow periods because they were just always trying to be writing all the time and stuff, instead of maybe just giving it a rest for a while and trying. Well, Bowie would go into acting and stuff, and he would do his painting or whatever. But Costello, like, he was great for a while, and then he made a really terrible record called Goodbye Cruel World, which is just awful. But you think, well, he was just churning them out for ages, it was bound to happen.
Contractual obligation albums.
Yeah, well, I think, because I don't have that.
Yeah.
I'm not on that kind of treadmill. So, if nothing's coming, then I don't try to force it. There's no need for me to try and force it. So I'm really lucky. Whenever I turn my hand to it, something always comes. And I think, that's something, because a lot of people are kind of washed up after they do a couple albums or whatever. They don't seem to have anything left. Whereas that's never been the case for us. We've never been really successful, but at the same time, whenever you go to do a creative project, there's always good content there, and that's great, really, when you think about it.
It's
a real blessing.
So what's next? I know you said you're doing something with the Everlasting Year.
Yeah, well, we're recording. We're going in June to finish off we started recording the second Everlasting Year LP just before COVID, and we've had loads of trouble with health issues and stuff as well. So it's bloody been 10 years. It's just ridiculous, really. 10 years. But the songs are great, and it'll sound really good, and everybody's on board with it, and everybody's fired up again. So we'll get that out in the autumn or towards Christmas, hopefully.
When people listen to that, will it sound like the last one? I don't mean sort of exactly the same, but will it sound like the same band? Or?
It's a progression. Hopefully it'll be kind of richer sound, because Anima Rising was quite, we kind of, that was the idea, was to kind of get it to be like a 50s record or something. There's not a lot of ornamentation on it, but this one will have a lot more detail. I think the songs are better as well, so I think it'll be really good. Yeah.
And are you doing most of the singing on that?
Unfortunately, yes. Nobody else will. So
any other guest artists that you're able to talk about, or is it just the four of you?
It's just the four of us. I mean, I don't know if we'll get anybody in, if we need to get anybody in. I'm not
sure. I did offer me Spoons, but he never replied to the email.
I don't really hear anything else on it, but that could change. But I think there's a couple of really good poppy songs on it. So, even though we never get played in the radio, we're always we always write with that in mind, So, and then we've got, there's another big sort of long, more experimental track.
Cool. Bit more motoric.
Yeah. I mean, like, if anybody had seen us over the last, we haven't played that much since, I don't know, 2016 or whatever it was. But any of those songs that you heard have been battered into shape. And because it's taken so long, it's actually been good because we've been able to make them, finesse them, make them really, really good. So yeah, it should be good.
And is that recorded now, or you're going to record it?
3 songs have already been recorded. I have to redo a vocal, and then there's like 3 more.
Okay.
And I think Kieran will sing one of those, and I'll sing the other 2.
Okay, nice.
What we'll do is he'll double my vocal, because I think that works really well rather than just me. Yeah. I mean, if only we could find a singer that we were compatible with, I would just give up. I'd be happy to just go back to backing vocals. That's. But I mean, a lot of times if I've written the words, at least I'm singing words that I've written that mean something to me. So
are there going to be any tracks out as teasers soon, or we have to wait for the whole album?
No, not now. Not at the minute. No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we still don't know how we're going to release it. I mean, I'm going to talk to the people from last night from Glasgow who put out Babel. They expressed an interest a while ago.
Okay.
And maybe we can do a kind of pledge thing with them to get the funds to get it out, because obviously it costs a lot more now to do vinyl and stuff. And a lot of our audience, they like vinyl. So if we want to do that, we probably have to be really careful about how many we press up and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. I mean, I would like to kind of start playing live again as well, but I mean, I don't think like some of the Everlasting Yeah are not really into it anymore, just for health reasons. So I don't know, I might have to find some new people.
You need a little arts venue, mate. You want your Beckenham Arts venue, like the
Arts Lab, just a pub.
The Arts Lab. Yeah. So some nights acoustic, some nights doing the noodly electronic stuff, and other times the full band.
Yeah, I should think about doing that, because I need to kind of sing more again. I've kind of lost my mojo for singing a bit. I just haven't been doing it. So I need to do that, definitely.
All right. We should probably wrap it up, man.
Yeah. I think that's good enough, isn't it?
Should we play out with something?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to pick?
Play Relentless.
Yeah. All right, we'll play this out, and then all
right, man, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. Love to speak to you. Here we go. It's all gone a bit classical there, mate. 32-piece string orchestra, isn't it, this?
I mean, whenever I got the 2 of those things put together, I was just like, this is going to be great. Like, I've got a friend, he's really into the sort of dance music and stuff, and he's just going crazy about this one. So
I love it. Again, I want 18 minutes of this. 3 minutes 41, you're a laugh.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to do. It's like you make it that length, and then you just put it back on again.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Nice. People can just turn up at Bandcamp and play these, can't they? Like I say, a few times without.
You get 3 lessons for free, but hopefully, please buy it. Please help me out. I can do more.
So you can buy individual tracks, but no one does that. You buy the whole thing, right? And you can send it as a gift to other people.
Yeah.
So you could buy it more than once. What was that?
Yeah.
What's better than buying it once? I own this. I bought it. It's very cool. Really pleased with this. Might as well just run through now. Will you issue a takedown on YouTube?
I need to register these songs actually on the PRS.
Yeah, get your people on it, right? I can't turn this off, we'll just let it run. It's chair dancing. You should get your mate Michael Smiley to to reprise his
Well,
Tyre's character for this.
he really loves it actually.
He should do Tyre's dancing for this. That would be your video for this. That would be fantastic. Everyone over the age of 50.
Yeah, I'll ask him actually, see if he'll do it.
That would be genius. Get that on your top tips, mate.
I think he's in New Zealand at the moment. He's doing a film in New Zealand.
It's a lovely video there, though, isn't it? Him as Tyre.
Yeah, you know the one from Space where he sticks to he dances the traffic lights or whatever.
Yeah. I can see him just on his bike, and then this comes on, and he can't help himself. Take the whole track, man. All right, that was fun. Lovely to speak to you.
Yeah, you too. It was good fun.
I'll stop the recording. I can remember how to do that. We can stop it now. I can't drive. Stop the recording. There it is.